going to conclude this little saga with the radiator fan switch. This is a Mishimoto racing spec thermo switch. It is set to 80 degrees, and I've got my same setup of the kettle, which I can control the temperature it boils the water to, my thermocouple, and going up in the world I've got a little bit of loom so I can connect this direct to there, so I've got no issues with the pinning to the back of the connector, so it'll just go straight on. So let's get out of the box and let's connect everything up. So I'll just boil the kettle. What we'll do is we'll just come down and we'll see well, what point this will trigger. So obviously if I chuck it in now, it's 98. That triggers it. Okay, 81. Still triggering it. So this is pretty accurate. This even if I pull this up to the top, and it's still 81. Right. Not too deep a kettle, so 81 degrees. Okay, we're just floating around 80.5 probably now. Hoping it still triggers it. These are plus or minus a few degrees. It's good. So now, when we go down to about 79, let's see if it still triggers, and we'll find the exact point where it triggers. I think if this is really well made, it should trigger bang on 80. So I'm hoping now we're down to about 79. It's floating around. We're just below 80 anyway. I kind of hope this doesn't trigger now. This is a quality bit of kit. 79. It won't trigger. This is bang on 80. This is a proper bit of kit. I'm really hoping this resolves my issue. I'm going to place it in the car now. It's exactly the same as before. I'm just going to simply take off the old one, put a bit of the Honda Bond on the threads, wind it in, and then start the car. So exactly as before, I've got the 24mm moon or half moon spanner, or whatever you want to call it, hook spanner, and I'm just going to go down there. I'm just going to dink that off, and I'll lose some coolant, and then I'll just have to top it up again. Now I've let the coolant flow out of there, I can just go in and wipe any excess we might have that's still in there, and then I'm going to coat the threads of the Mishimoto Rad fan switch with some Honda Bond and then thread it in there. There you see it's got the Honda Bond on there now. Still got the rubber ring it comes with, and I'll just thread that in. Okay, that's all tight up there, done up with a 24mm, and now I can just wait for that to set up. In the meantime, just place all electrical connectors back on. So instead of having this switch, I'm going to try and use just the normal plug, and hopefully the thermo switch will do its job. So that's the whole thing back up in place. I didn't really mention that I took off the 10mm there, which is the thermostat ground, and ground for some of my gauges and stuff as well. I had to take that off in order to get the space to do anything about taking this off. So while that all sets up, I'll wait, and then I'll refill the coolant. Right, I've waited for that Honda Bond to set up, then filled up the coolant. Need to then switch the heater controls to hot and bleed the system. Checking out the gear. And then we just have to wait for this to heat up. And just kind of filling up the coolant. This is what you want, the bubbles coming out of the system there. Okay, I've been running for a while now, and tap back on after it stopped bubbling. I don't know if you can see that, but finally this hose has got warm and my radiator fan's running. So I've finally done it. It just goes to show that this see it just running down now, the fan. Don't worry about this steam, that's just because the water was popping over the side and going all over the radiator at the back there. Finally, this fan is actually running as it should. So I think what it is, so you can see it, it's going straight up there. What it is these radiators, these Skunk 2 radiators, big aluminium core, are just so efficient that they drop the coolant temperature very well until you start revving it at idle with no airflow across it. And finally you get this pipe stinking hot and the radiator fan switch will finally trigger the fans to come on. So there we have it. I've upgraded to, well, can you say upgrade? I've changed it to an 80-degree switch. I'm sure my current, or the old switch would have probably worked as it feels that hot now. But it's good news. And the other thing to say is, when you're doing this, is you need to make sure that when you're running it, your interior fans are switched on hot, which I said before, but also are coming out hot as well. That means you've bled the heater matrix correctly. So all in all, I'm happy with that. It's a good fix. I no longer have to have my my radiator fans controlled off this switch like they were before. It's a bit ridiculous, so that's good. It's just like more of a normal car now, and that is the final fix of the radiator fan switch. That rhymes.